Hello everyone, welcome to Olare Motorogi Conservancy, Mahali Mzuri. My name is Duncan. Behind the camera is Jackson, one of our guides. And we're going to take you out on a sofa safari around the Conservancy, show you what we have and what people are missing out here. So please sit back, relax and enjoy our game drive. You're welcome. Alright, so just right in front of us, we got some buffaloes. This is a pretty big herd of buffaloes within the conservancy, and this is a very perfect time for herbivores. We have been having a lot of rain, and therefore the grazers have got a great time out here. This is one of the biggest herds of buffaloes we have around here, and look at the number of them. I'm just going to stop here so we can have a good view. Herd. They're trying to smell the car. Looking at us. Very inquisitive, looking, turning away. Probably they still remember that that's how it should normally come and go. Very big breeding herd of buffaloes. I think if I look at them, probably they could be about 200. What do you think, Jackson?
Yep, I think correct. About 300 of them. Yep, it is actually normally a place they normally like to stay. This is a beautiful time for them. So they're just having a bit of a time feeding. You can see that female. There's a cow there. So
very relaxing. You can see it's chewing cud.
Yep.
So these are one of the bulky grazers that we have in the conservancy. And normally what happens is when they shorten the grass, this will attract a lot of game like gazelles, impala, topi, all the animals that normally feed on the short grass. After the buffaloes have gone through, the wildebeest will come, the zebras will cut off the grass, and then when it goes down bottom to the lowest level, then that's where you find gazelles pulling into this area, and because they'll normally like short grass so that they can be able to see things like cheetahs from a distance.
Yeah, you can see that female chewing cuds. It's just having a bit of a time. Most of these animals actually, these are ruminants, so they have a 4-chambered stomach. So during their time, their relaxing time, they're just chewing their cuds. This is a bit of a resting time for them, chewing the cuds. That's what exactly they're doing. So that's a cow. Most of the male, they have a big bosses on their horns. But the female has got a bit flatter horns. Specifically, this is quite a big group actually, or a herd of buffaloes. They normally like to hang together because of safety numbers. So they normally make sure that nothing will come close to them. Look at them. They're all covering the whole place,
Others standing up, others still going on, and some of them are rolling. You can see one way on the right, trying to roll on its back, maybe getting rid of ticks.
Fantastic.
We can have a good time with the little ones. Normally, most of the grazers time their breeding season to coincide with the time of plenty. And after the rainy seasons, you find a lot of grazers give birth. Everybody has been eating well, and also the breeding time is now. Most of the herbivores are coming in time for big grazers like buffaloes here, as opposed to Southern Africa, whereby lions have been so much into buffaloes. The lions here have got a lot of food, and therefore it's a big risk for a lion to try and hunt a buffalo here. So they would rather go for a zebra because it's zebras in plenty, or the wildebeest, because we also have the resident wildebeest that stay all year round in Maasai Mara to look after the cats. I normally say to look after the cats because now they sneak into these conservation areas, and that keeps the lions going until the pigs arrive. And I think the big cats are not very far away from the border. And probably a few of them have already been at the border along the triangle area or close to Sandry. So before the arrival of the herd, the lions mainly depend on the loiter herds. That's the loiter herds of wildebeest. That's our resident wildebeest that don't really disseminate. And things like warthogs, topi, zebras if they can get. But the zebras are very healthy now. It's really not very easy for a lion to take down a zebra now. Zebras are just seriously, very healthy after eating all this time, and they have lots of energy. Sometimes you can see that it's time you can easily just get away from the lion. We have seen a few of them having very big claw marks on their backs from a lion attempting to try and kill them. But because of the energy they have, it becomes a little harder.
Absolutely true. Yeah, it's a bit breezy and windy today, so that's why you can feel a bit of a wind. So it's a little bit windy today. The sky look a bit a bit blue, no clouds. Yeah, so that's why you feel a bit of windy today.
Well, let's drive into the herd and enjoy a little bit of game.
Oh, yep.
And be able to see the little ones. So it's a little bit bumpy, guys. Yeah, sorry about. Valley. And the kind of rock formation we have here is this is basalt. This is one of the volcanic rocks, and you realize that the Rift Valley was formed as a result of down warping and sinking of the earth, and uplifting, and cracks appeared on the margins, and that's how it became to a very big high plateau. This little one with the straight horns is a little bit inquisitive here. Coming close to us, you can see the difference in terms of their horn formation. The females on the right. That's really a massive.
Look.
The size of those horns.
Coming closer.
Massive. Probably that might be the dominant bull in the herd. You can see there's a bit of wet on the muscle to cool the head. And buffaloes have got a very good sense of hearing and smell, but not very good eyesight. So that's why you see them raising their heads and trying to smell us. They use their nose and hearing a lot. And as you can see, the big boss in charge of the herd is trying to check us on us. He's coming close to find out why the females are looking around. He's really having some massive horns. And definitely he looks like he has been on a mud bath. He's gonna get a little massage on that tree, he says no. Yeah, these are number 2 most dangerous animals in Africa. Not to give humans after the humans. They have such a bad records. But such a big herd like this, it's not as bad as finding a lone bull or those lone buffaloes that are, we normally call them the retired generals who are pulled away from the herd, and they're just spending time on their own. They are not a happy lot because they have been kicked out, and they're quite unpredictable. They can easily go you, or especially if you're walking. When you're in a vehicle like now, it's a little bit, it's safe, but walking on these plains and finding a lone buffalo can be a little bit dangerous. So if you look at that one, behind that little tree, there are 4 birds on its back. You see that, Jackson?
Yep.
Those ones are called the yellow-billed oxpeckers. The yellow-billed oxpeckers have a symbiotic relationship with the buffaloes. And this kind of symbiosis happens this way. So the oxpecker will be able to take the ticks from the buffalo. And normally when something is approaching and the birds fly away, you realize that the buffalo will stop grazing and looks around and becomes alert. So there's a bit of a symbiosis there. You know, the grooming of the buffalo and the bird getting the ticks from the buffalo. So how they get rid of ticks? Sometimes they rub on sticks. You see there's a female. If you look straight ahead like 12 o'clock from the car, there's one female that's almost poking its eye with a stick. Right there. And just enjoying a little massage. So there's nice sunlight. Nice sticks to rub on.
They have a lot of young ones, so it is a beautiful time for the breeding time for them because of plenty of grass. Grass are plenty at this time of the year, so it's such a beautiful time for them. They're breeding very well. The buffaloes are actually among the big 5, so it's one of the most powerful animals we have around here. They're such a very aggressive animal that you can't predict. In some point, you have to be so careful, especially when you're walking, whenever you come across a herd of buffaloes, because the males tend to be more grumpy, especially the solitary bulls. But precisely whenever you come across a herd like this, they're a little bit more friendly, but actually the solitary bulls are very aggressive and dangerous. Yes, they're very healthy because of the grass. You remember we had a lot of raining season, so we had a lot of grass now. There's plenty of water, plenty of grass, so it is such a beautiful season for them.
Fantastic. I see a young one that's taking on us.
Yeah, there's one here looking at us. Look at that. And then you can see the oxpecker, the bird on the back. It's just sitting right on the back of the buffalo. So those are the birds that normally pick the ticks.
Yeah. So if you look at the herd, they stay within the whole herd. They stay in small family groups that are related. You might find another family of 10 there. You know, mother and siblings and grandchildren and all of. There's a big bull going round. What's happening? You can hear some stirring of the herd going on. There's a big bull that is in charge here, and the sub-adult bulls are kind of giving him a little bit of a tease. So every time one of the young bulls is trying to mount a female, that massive bull comes and chases him away. Look at the size of that one, right like 1 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
I think that is a bull. That is the one that is in charge of the herd, I think. Look at the size of the neck muscles. That's really big.
Yep, much bigger.
Beautiful. Let's keep going slowly through them and see what we can see, on our way. It's a beautiful evening. The sun is out. It's a little bit hazy, but it looks so great. We've been having a bit of light showers for the last couple of days, and that's why it's already turning more and more green again. is a good backlit photograph. You can take a good image of the sun on their horns. The sun shining through the horns. It's really beautiful. You can see the animals are very much habituated here. You know, they don't just run away. They can come very close to the vehicles because they're so much used to us. This herd sometimes goes all the way down close to the camp. They spend the time here, and if the grass goes shorter, they kind of forge in closer into the valley and all the way to Mahali Mzuri. And that's why during the dry season they spend the time inside the valley around the camp. But because the grass is quite high there now, they will they cherish, you know, much better to be in this kind of shorter grass, much more lush and green. But as it gets drier, they will be moving northwards into the valley. Beautiful. So normally when the lions try to come and attack them, they do what we call mock charge. They come in large numbers, and you know, if a lion, you know, gets to catch a calf or anything, they will come and rescue the calf. I've seen in some places lions trying to rescue a young calf, and of course they did it. And so they're very good in chasing lions away. And that's why the lions here have a very big respect for buffaloes. They don't want to risk, you know, getting killed. They would rather kill a zebra or a wildebeest and so forth. Very beautiful background. The night, you know, the sunlight is just incredible.
Absolutely.
And it's nice and quiet. Nobody's here. It's just us and nature. This is what people are missing out. You know, people are missing out. Such a great time with one of the big five, one of the most dangerous animals, you know, that was perceived by hunters as very dangerous, and that's how they found it.
Can you hear the sound?
Getting some discipline.
Yep. Someone have been getting a little bit of a fight. Remember, this animal, they fight over dominancy, the buffaloes. So there are several males within the group, and these several males, everyone is struggling to find some females to mate with. And that is why you can hear some sounds, because they normally fight. So most of the males are quite aggressive, and actually they have a kind of we call them a boys club, because some males have been chased away by young energetic males. So whenever they chase them away, the younger males will take over, and wherever they take over, they're the one that will mate with the females. So every male will struggle to mate with the females, with as many females as many as they can.
Yeah, so normally for a big herd like this, the old cows that have been lucky to be in the herd for many years are the pathfinders. They are normally the ones that lead the herd, you know, on where to go today, where should we graze. They are normally the leaders, and you'll find the old bulls, you know, trailing from behind, coming slowly, and the dominant bull sometimes also coming from behind. And they're very protective. As you can see, most of the time you'll find the little ones are in the middle. They, don't come too close to us. They always stay on the side of the mother. And they're also very, very protective. So whenever they kind of start moving, you will realize that the leaders are the ones that have been longer in the herd. They're the pathfinders. They have survived the lions. They have survived, any other attack. And the experience they have is what, draws them to go to places of better grazing and so forth like that. Right, let's keep going, Jackson.
All right.
See what we can find again.
Yep. So it's a little bit rocky here.
Yeah.
So it might be a bit bumpy.
We're on the floor of the Great Rift Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of odd formation is a very prominent feature. The Rift Valley is a very it's a very long sort of a high plateau that cracks appeared and the margins sunk. That's why the altitude is higher here. We are in a sort of a high plateau, which begins from the Red Sea and all the way down to Mozambique. So it's a very unique volcanic feature, and that's why we have this kind of basaltic rocks. If you can look to our left, that's the wall of the Eastern Rift Valley on the hills. Like right to our left where we're pointing now, that is the wall of the Eastern Rift Valley. There's another branch that goes through Western Uganda that's called the Western Rift, and the Eastern Rift, goes through the Mara at Olare escarpment. That's the blue hill on the hills, and so we are, in a sort of a high plateau here, and that's why we have this kind of volcanic rocks in this kind of environment.
Actually, the ground is very rich as well. We have a black cotton soil in the Mara, which is very, very rich, very fertile. And every time whenever it rains, we have the red oat grass that are very nutritious, and they make these herbivores fat and they look more healthy. So every time, at this time of the year, from the month of April, May, June and July, we have a lot of greener pastures for the wildlife. Specifically for the herbivores, and that is why we normally have a big migration of wildebeest coming all the way from Serengeti to the Mara, because they normally come here because of the grass are very long and lushy, so they will have a best time for them to feed on, and also for the mating season as well, or we can call them a rutting season.
So likewise, as some said, we also have the great migration coming and going back. And just imagine the kind of droppings that these animals have been dropping ever since on this landscape. And it's always getting richer and richer because of the droppings from the animals here. Droppings from the wildebeest, dropping from the zebras, droppings from all the other grazers. So every time the land is getting richer and richer and richer, because of the droppings from the animals that enrich the soil. There's a lot of oxpeckers. Big bull is walking right in front of us. This is really a massive bull here.
Look at that. Look really huge. And when you look at the body, it's covered by the mud. So it has been wallowing on the muddy pools. That is a way of eradicating some of the parasites like the ticks, because they normally keep them and suffocating them. So whenever they put the muds where the ticks are, they suffocate the tick, and the ticks will definitely die. And sometimes you find them finding some sticks, and then they just rub themselves on those sticks. That is a way of getting rid of those parasites.
So the younger bulls are starting the herd, trying to find those females that are coming into estrus.
Yes, it's been a very good season. Animals are having plenty of young ones, especially the herbivores. We have seen a lot of young of wildebeest young ones, zebras young ones, also buffaloes and elephants as well.
Yeah. There's another one having a massage to our right. Trying to enjoy that little stick.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So let's drive along, see if we can be able to find some carnivores or enjoy some game. There's quite a lot of variety here. See if we can be able to find the lambs here. Oh, Jack, look at this.
All right.
That's a young male having a massage there. He's rubbing that stick on his belly.
Oh yeah, there's the one. It's right there. That's how they normally rub themselves.
Get rid of ticks.
Yep.
He's really putting the stick between his hind legs.
He's also rubbing on the face. Look at the bosses. You can see the big boss on the horns. You know, you can see that. The female doesn't have that, but only males.
There's a little one here that I think is probably 2 weeks old. I can
Yep.
see that.
Look at that.
Cord.
It's so tiny.
It's still walking on a walk. It's very wobbly. This one might be 2 weeks or a week old. That's a brand new one. It's putting its head between the mother's
Oh.
legs. The mom is pooping. On
Yeah,
the back.
it's just right pooping on the back of the young one.
That is a
That was
very
funny.
tiny one.
Look at that, so tiny. This is actually quite an easy target for lions. Whenever the lions come across this is quite a, you know, such a little snack for lions.
Yeah, but you
It's
can
not-
see the mother really
Yes,
keeping it.
absolutely.
Alright, let's keep going.
Yep.
That's really, really good. Beautiful countryside.
We are just right in the middle of the bushes. These are, we call them the whistling thorn acacia. Whistling thorn acacia trees. It is such a beautiful tree for giraffes and elephants. Like it so much. As the Maasai people, we use this tree to fence our villages, especially the kraal of cows, because normally it will make the predators not to come inside your kraal.
So we got some zebras. We got some zebras in front of us. This is the plain uncommon zebra. In northern Kenya we find another one called the gravy zebra, but this one is called the plain zebra or common zebra. Some people call it the bachel zebra. So this is this one that is drinking milk. Jackie, if you look straight ahead, it's a young one that is nursing there.
It's right there. It's trying to have some milk.
And as you can see, they are right in the middle of the whole dazzle of zebras. The young ones are always very well protected, and the mother was listening to the sound of the can, looked up quickly just to make sure that there's no predator around. There's some beautiful sunlight, and a young one circling there. It's a very clear sign that the cats are not very close to this place. If you see all the animals lying down, others grazing, it's a very peaceful evening for the herbivores. Probably the lions are still getting out of the bushes. Pretty soon we're going to drive around that area, see if we can be able to find the lions. But out on the plains it's looking quite peaceful, and this is also more like a cheetah country. In this kind of environment you're likely to see a cheetah sitting down or walking across the plains. So we keep looking, we might be able to see Some cats, who knows, we might see a cheetah, we might see a lion. This is their habitat. Conservancy, on the heads, way out at the horizon. That side is towards Nabosho. That's the eastern side of Maasai Mara. Or like the eastern side of Olare Motorogi Conservancy. So the grasses are very smart. They are pulling away from these kind of bushy areas. In the night they go into the open so that they can be able to have a 360-degree look. Make sure that there are no predators approaching. That's why you see that they're all heading out of this kind of Acacia woodland into an open country to get safe from the cats. So to my left we have some beautiful antelopes. Some are lying down, those are the wildebeest. And the brown ones are kind of standing up facing us, are called the wildebeest. So the ones that look brown are called the wildebeest, and they got the name from the shape of the horns. If you look, zoom into the one that's looking straight at us, you will realize that the horns are heart-shaped. That's called the Cox wildebeest. And they are very close relatives to the wildebeest that you see on the right. If you look at their physical body structure, they have sloping backs, very long straight faces, and shorter hind quarters. They belong to the same family of antelopes called alcelaphins. They are characterized by long faces, slopy backs, and they are also relatives to the topi. That we normally nickname it the blue jeans. These ones are a little bit different. They look like they sat on white paint. They're quite white on their bums, so they look like they sat on white paint. And these are called the Cox wildebeest. And of course, two wildebeest in the middle, staring at us.
Yeah, these are actually the male wildebeest. These are the white bearded wildebeest. So most of the time these antelopes, they like to stay together. Remember, it is for safety reason. And the wildebeest, they look quite funny because it is an animal that we call it actually a leftovers of other animals. It's built up of leftovers. You can see the head is like a buffalo. They have a tail of a horse, and I can even see one of the wildebeest is limping. And then look at the hartebeest. The hartebeest look a bit brownish. They have a bit of a white bums, and then their horns form a bit of a bracket. So they normally like to hang together. Remember, these are the lion food. Whenever the lions approach this, they'll be quite happy to find such a meal.
Right, so we keep going. Very healthy animals found on the plains here. the soil is very warm because it has been hit by the sun. So it's very comfy lying there, and they'll normally mark it as a sign of a territorial behavior for males. They leave those droppings there, and sometimes they just pee around that area. And you can see that someone else is also coming to the same spot. Probably, gazelles have also been there. So this is a very favorite normal spot for things like wildebeest or gazelles to lie down when they are ruminating. It's quite warm, especially a day like this when it's windy. That little spot is quite comfy. So they just find a little bag out in the open, and they just chill out and look around 360 degrees. Make sure that there are no predators coming, close. Yeah, the wildebeest is also having a little bit of rub on the stick there, trying to get rid of ticks. Maybe had me talking, he stopped. Right, let's keep going. Story of the Lion King. Normally when they see the water, all they can remember is Pumbaa. Pumbaa, the Lion King, is the water. Really big mill water, I think, on my right. It's right close to his sparrows. Whoops, and he's up. That looks actually like a female, a pregnant female. Look at that. We normally call them lion sausage. So that little lion sausage was coming back home. I think the barrow is very close to where we are now, where she just ran away. And normally when the evening comes, the warthogs will come back into their barrows to stay safe, because this is the time that the cats are beginning to wake up. So they're trying to get away from the lions by getting into the barrow. Right. That is Pumbaa, the Lion King. Let's just leave it. Let's keep going. little territory and hope that maybe some female will show up someday. So we just say good luck for him. See if some girls will come there someday. Beautiful lights. Great evening. Maasai Mara is very known for pets. This is the land of cannibals, actually, of the Savannah country. Beautiful country for pets. It's a lot of food. We got some grand gazelles to our left. But you know, the white is going above the tail, and they are a little bigger in terms of body size. So these are called the grand gazelles. If you look at the male more to the right, he has much more bigger horns. He has much more bigger horns than the females.
Yes.
That is the male on the right. So these are grand gazelles.
Savannah.
where we normally find them.
So we're just approaching to the bushes.
It's a very good time. But, they should be coming out now. If we can be lucky to find the lions today. Hold on, we're gonna turn back through here. We're gonna try to see if we can find some plants here.
So this is where we thought the lions are hiding.
See if we can
So
be able to see if we can find them. This is quite a difficult area here, but we think there might be lions in this bush. I'm just gonna try to see if I can go around, because it might be a little bit tough here. Might be a little bit tough here. But we thought we had some lions growling in this bush.
No, we just they just used two vehicles, so we're just trying to find them because they went through here. So that is why we're just trying to get inside the bushes.
Let's keep trying. Sometimes they kind of take a longer time coming out, but they'll definitely be out at some point. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so we just found these two. So they're definitely on honeymoon.
Yeah, if you just try to gully before.
So we just came across a mating pair of lions. These are the new pride males that are taking over the hammock of pride. And they're literally like a few yards from us. But it's a little bit bushy here. And this male is limping a lot. I think he has some injuries that he sustained from the fighting with the other males.
Yes, they're making some love. This is their honeymoon. You can see how actually it's a bit hard to find them, because when they're mating, they normally like to hide in the dense bushes. So we've been driving along here, we can just hear them making the mating in the bushes, but it's really, really hard to see them because they normally go deeper to the bushes. So it's a little bit difficult because you can see the male is standing away the head. It was a bit limping because they have a very tough fight for the last few days. This is how normally happen. Whenever the new male took over territory, they immediately try to mate with the females across that pride they took over.
Yeah, and as well, what's happening here is that because there's a takeover of this pride called the hammock, this female probably might be faking estrus to distract these lions from killing the cubs. So initially there were 9 cubs here, 3 females and 2 males. So what is happening here now is that the female is faking this kind of estrus, to distract the males from probably attacking the cubs. So you see, sometimes you can just come around, go around the male, pretend to be coming into season and become very submissive, and distract the young male lion from going for the cubs. Although the other females, we think, have run away with the cubs to another location. So this female that decided to stay with these boys is just distracting them from probably from the rest of the pride. So there have been 3 young males here who have been around this territory that are taking over this area. And the rest of the lions have gone off, and this one female has stayed here and kept these lions around this place. So we hope probably there will be a new thing coming up, and this pride might eventually come under these young males. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed our sofa safari for this evening. It has been a little bit of a challenge driving around these bushes, trying to track these animals because of the dense bushes, and it was a little bit hot today, and this is why it's taking them a longer time to come out of the bush. But you know, we eventually managed to see them, although not very clearly, but definitely they are here. So we hope that you've enjoyed our sofa safari, and we look forward you know, to see you again on Wednesday for our next episode of the sofa safari. And we welcome you back to Olare Motorogi Conservancy, Mahali Mzuri, when the coronavirus pandemic is over. This is the kind of paradise that people are missing out. Together with me here is Jackson and Gideon, and we look forward to see you again on next Wednesday for our next episode. Welcome and stay safe. Beautiful.